this week I'm going to talk to you in my video blog all about the Hermes Kelly. From timpanis.com here. Hope you've had an amazing week. I actually managed to escape for 5 days on holiday, but I'm back with a vengeance. This week I'm going to talk to you in my video blog all about the Hermes Kelly. A little bit about its history, sizes, the different parts of the Hermes Kelly, pricing, and yeah, just an overall chat about the Hermes Kelly bag. So if you're interested in Hermes, or if you've got more to add, because there's always more to know, please do comment below. Don't forget to like and subscribe if you are a fan of luxury designer things. It's kind of what we talk about on this channel, and we'd love to have you along for the ride. Sit back, relax, enjoy. So what I thought we might do is just kick off with a little bit of history about Hermes and the beautiful Kelly bag. So Hermes started in 1837 with a gentleman named Thierry Hermes, and actually he opened a store in Paris which was for selling horse, I don't know how to say this because actually that's quite bad, I used to be a rider so I should probably know all the terminology, but sort of harnesses for horses, bridles, essentially horse equipment. Over the years he slowly moved into leather bags for the horses to eat out of. Now the first bag that he actually moved on to making for a human was in 1982 when he created what is now known as the HAC bag, and I am going to do this a complete disservice when I try and pronounce this in French, but I believe it's pronounced courroies. Gonna write it up here as well. This bag was actually designed for soldiers at the time and the riders to carry their riding equipment in, and you can actually still see these bags out and about. I'm gonna flash a picture up now of Katie Holmes actually carrying one. Now these bags, they actually have been known by some bloggers as the unicorns of the Hermes bag world, because you very rarely see them. I think probably, if we're being honest, they're not necessarily the most practical of bags to carry, are they? I mean, the size of them is just ginormous, and how wonderful if you could have something like that as your weekend carry bag, but I don't know how much use I would get out of a bag like that on a, say, daily basis. Both the Hermes Kellys and the Hermes Birkins can be traced back to this particular bag. Some years later, in 1922, Emile Maurice Hermes and Ettore Bugatti designed a handbag for Hermes's wife Julie, because she was dissatisfied with the bags at the time. A few years after that, Hermes's son-in-law, Robert Dumas, redesigned this bag. It was really quite different to the sort of envelope style bags at the time. This bag was actually named the sac à dos pêche. This sac à dos pêche was actually what we now know as the Kelly bag. It was a very early version, and the reason that it was actually renamed the Kelly bag was due to, as we all know, Grace Kelly. So in 1954, the costume designer for the film How to Catch a Thief, which starred Grace Kelly, contacted Hermes to provide the accessories for the film. Grace Kelly, who starred in the film, absolutely fell in love with the bag and actually commissioned to have 6 made in various different colours. The bag actually became famous because one day, 2 years later, when she was actually pregnant, so we're talking in 1956, she actually used the Kelly bag to shield herself from the paparazzi, and was also then featured in various magazine shoots and such like, and it soon became known as the Kelly bag, but it wasn't actually renamed the Kelly until 1977. The keen Hermes fans amongst you will now know that the original sac à dos pêche, which was originally the Kelly, is now a completely different bag, more of a briefcase style bag, which I'll flash up for you now. So moving on to the anatomy and making of an Hermes Kelly bag. Let me bring it up for you to see in closer detail. absolutely beautiful bags, aren't they? So what you can first of all notice, in contrast to the Birkin bags, is that they only have the one top handle. Also got this life-saving shoulder strap, which for the practical ladies amongst you, it's always so helpful if you've got your hands full, if you're running around town, just to be able to pop that on your shoulder. These shoulder straps are actually non-adjustable. You did actually used to have to pay extra for these, but in the 1980s they came as standard. And these extra D-rings here were added in 2000. For the Kelly, you can get in either the gold hardware or the palladium hardware. You can also get sort of limited edition hardwares on top, depending on your financial situation. I thought I might just run through the different technical names of the parts of the bag. So you've got the lock here, and comes with its set of keys. As you can probably remember from one of my Birkin talks, you want to make sure that your numbers match up on the lock and the key, as so. This leather part here is known as the clochette, and that very neatly covers over the keys. The turret is this narrow piece of leather that attaches to the keys and the clochette at the bottom. Now these leather straps here that fasten the bag closed are known as the sangs. Please do excuse my French if I'm mispronouncing these. Now these metal hardware pieces here is known as the plaque, and these fasten over this metal piece here known as the turret. Now just so you can see, thought I would open up the bag. You'll probably also remember from one of my Hermes talks, you want to make sure that if you've got gold hardware that you've got the similarly matching gold stamping there. Can, as an option, carry the bag open as so. I'm sure many of you have seen it like that. And at the base of the bag, you've got the flower cloth. So there are 4 studs at the base. So that is what I would call the anatomy of the Kelly bag. And now I thought we might run briefly through different styles, sizes, and finally prices. So the Hermes Kelly bags come in 2 major styles. You've got the Hermes Kelly Breton and the Hermes Kelly Cellier. The major difference between these 2 bags is the fact that the Breton, which is one of these, is a more, you can see, it's a more slouchy, less structured style bag. The Kelly Cellier, which I'm going to flash a picture of now, is actually a lot more structured. And the reason for that is the fact that the Breton is actually turned inside out towards the end of the making, whereas the Cellier, which I'm unfortunately not lucky enough to have one of those in store at the moment, actually has its stitching up the outside of the bag. So it gives it a much more sort of structured look. The Kelly, I'm sure as you know, does come in different styles, the Kelly cut and the Kelly mini pochette. Today we're just going to be talking about the classic style design, and this comes in 8 sizes, from a very beautiful mini Kelly 15 all the way up to a larger Kelly 50. Now the size actually relates to the distance from here to here. We've got the Kelly 15, the Kelly 20, Kelly 25, Kelly 28, 32, 35, 40 and 50. This one here is a Kelly 35 centimeter, and as you can see, it's actually a really lovely size for the day, and you could also wear this in the evening as well. Let me show you the interior. You've got 2 slip pockets there. You've got a really lovely size zip pocket here, and it's actually really, it's a nice lightweight bag. So we've chatted about the history, the design, the sizes, and finally we're going to talk about some pricing. You bear in mind that an Hermes Kelly takes an artisan about 18 to 20 hours to handcraft each of these bags. They're absolutely works of art. They're also incredible investment pieces. One of the most magical things about Hermes bags is the fact that they go up in value. Prices go up year on year. The fact that Hermes restricts the production of the bags means that there's not a flood in the market, so they really do retain their value. They're very hard to get hold of. There's a 2 handbag buying limit generally for Hermes bags. That's really important if you're thinking about investing, because it means that your money is safe. They retain their value year on year. Back in the 1990s, you're looking at approximately $3,500 for an Hermes Kelly, and now the prices range from around $7,500 all the way up to $12,000, and that's for the kind of more standard leathers. As soon as you move into the rarer skins or customized hardware, you are of course looking at more. You would also pay slightly more cellier style than you would for the Rocheton. I think, to be honest, that really does conclude my A to Z comprehensive chat about the beautiful Hermes Kelly bag. I really do hope that you've enjoyed watching my video this week. If you have, give us a thumbs up.
Ocean, smoking and inhaling every moment. It was reckless and we owned it, yeah, yeah.